Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This evening, nimeona picha ya Raila Odinga and the Rwandan president Paul Kagame circulating in social media. When you look at the visit of Raila Odinga to Rwanda, is significant as far as we are concerned in terms of Raila Odinga's interest in African Union Commission chairmanship. There are several issues that I want us to understand as details are leaking the possibility and the hurdles that Raila Odinga is in as far as the seat is so concerned. I have always opined in this channel that Raila Odinga's win will start at East African Bloc, East African Community Bloc, where we are having Paul Kagame, we are having Yoweri Museveni, we are having Samia Suluhu, we are having Tshisekedi, we are having Ruto, and I think Somali, if I'm not wrong. But it will be so difficult for Raila Odinga to continue with this course as already the East African Community Bloc is divided. In this channel, or rather in this video, I want us to understand bit by bit why there is a kind of hurdle in between Raila Odinga's election to this chairperson of African Union Commission as far as the East African Community Bloc is so concerned and other part of Africa. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this video and you have not liked this video, please just take a second, like this video. When you like this video, you automatically support the work of this channel. So please consider liking this video. You give your opinion at the comment section below and don't forget to share this video. And if you're visiting this channel for the first time and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And those who are returning subscribers, I want to appreciate you so much because of the great support you're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, let us go back to the main discussion. This evening, the government of Rwanda is writing and saying that President Kagame met with former Prime Minister Raila Odinga and exchanged on various issues of regional and continental interest. They never talked about the AU, but they have said Raila Odinga and Paul Kagame exchanged on various issues of regional and continental interest. Now, according to Raila Odinga, also posted saying that had an insightful conversation with President Paul Kagame in Kigali, diving into regional and pan-African ideals. We are committed to African unity and solidarity for shared prosperity and progress. Remember, Raila Odinga is now talking about the regional and pan-African ideals. Now, as I was just looking at the tweet of Raila Odinga and the tweet from Rwanda, I came across the tweet of Pauline Njoroge. Remember, Pauline Njoroge is, the way I'm understanding her, is like she's likely to understand more things that is happening about Raila Odinga. And maybe she can be part and parcel of the campaigning team. We never knew. But now, Pauline Njoroge is saying that President Paul Kagame today hosted Right Honorable Raila Odinga in Kigali, Rwanda. The two discussed the forthcoming AUC election and Raila's bid for the chairmanship, among other regional issues. President Kagame promised support for Raila's bid, saying that the former Prime Minister has so much to offer to the African continent due to his impeccable leadership skills, deep understanding of the continent, and vast experience in AU as former High Representative on infrastructure development. The Rwandan president affirmed his confidence in Raila's capabilities, given his status in the region and internationally, as well as his transformative leadership. On his part, Raila thanked President Kagame for his support as he embarks on this very important endeavor. That is what Pauline Njoroge is saying. But perhaps, I think my analysis, I'm going to base towards this tweet of Pauline Njoroge. Remember, when Raila Odinga immediately received the NADCO report, he flew to Rwanda to meet Paul Kagame. And this meeting was having various issues to be discussed. Remember, number one, as we speak, Moussa Faki is the current chair of African Union Commission. And something that shocked me, and I learned it today. I don't want to lie. I've learned it today. That as Moussa Faki is the current chairperson of African Union Commission, his deputy is Dr. Monique. And Dr. Monique is coming from Rwanda. Dr. Monique is coming from Rwanda. And so, it will be so difficult for Raila Odinga at the same time to accept Rwanda to have the deputy position. Then Raila Odinga wants to be the chairperson of African Union Commission coming from Kenya. Remember, Rwanda is in East African Community Bloc, the same to Kenya. So it will be so difficult for Kenya to have African Union Commission chair. At the same time, Rwanda is having the deputy chair, Dr. Monique. Now, another thing is that just the other day, I heard that Ruto was appointed the champion of institutional reforms of African Union Commission. And it is so powerful, that seat. And in fact, he took it from Paul Kagame. Who has been there for some period of time. So now Ruto is the current chair of the champion of institutional reforms of African Union Commission. And it is so powerful, by the way. Now, there are several scenarios here. Now, William Ruto appointed the champion of institutional reforms in African Union Commission from Kenya. The deputy of African Union Commission, Dr. Monique, coming from Rwanda. Raila Odinga wants to be the chairperson of African Union Commission from Kenya. It will be so difficult for Raila Odinga to get this seat because these individuals. So what Raila Odinga is looking for, and the main conversation there was about the Dr. Monique. Can Paul Kagame request Dr. Monique to step down or withdraw her candidature? Is there a possibility? Yes. And even Pauline Njoroge has affirmed us, telling us that the Rwandan president affirmed his confidence in Raila's capability, given his status in the region and internationally, as well as his transformative leadership. So, according to Pauline Njoroge, President Kagame promised support for Raila's bid, saying that the former Prime Minister has so much to offer to the African continent due to his impeccable leadership skills, a deep understanding of the continent, and vast experience in AU as former High Representative of Infrastructure Development. Now, is there a possibility of Rwanda telling Dr. Monique to step down for Raila Odinga? It will be so difficult for her to be the deputy chairperson of African Union Commission, and the same Raila Odinga is going to be the chairperson of African Union Commission, coming from the same region. And there is a rule: if the deputy is coming from one region, another one come from one region. That is the rules. Now again, there are some issues here that I want us to understand. Look at the East African community. As I speak already, Museveni has accepted to support Raila Odinga, and I don't see any hurdle there. Sioni kitu ngumu pale Uganda. Already, Yoweri Museveni is supporting Raila Odinga. The same to Samia Suluhu. Despite of several narratives about Jakaya Kikwete, but Samia Suluhu is supporting who? Raila Amolo Odinga. The same to Shikedi. Shikedi cannot reject supporting Raila Odinga. Then Ruto is supporting already Raila Odinga. So there is also a problem here about Shikedi. Yes? Shikedi is the president of DRC. And remember, DRC Congo is having problem with Rwanda and Kenya, despite of them being in the same regional bloc. Number one, remember one thing, that there is a conflict in DRC. And this conflict in DRC, these rebel groups in DRC, we are being told, the way I was listening to someone saying, that Rwanda is behind the team against the government of Shikedi. So Raila Odinga, to be supported by Shikedi, then Paul Kagame atakuwa anashuku Raila Odinga will come out siding with Shikedi. So Raila Odinga must affirm Paul Kagame that I will just do my business. That is it. Number two is that the other time, when the opposition leader, Cornelius Nangaa, had his press briefing in Nairobi, Serena Hotel, remember, Paul Shikedi, through the government, by that time, they never went to election, before his re-election. Paul Shikedi requested William Ruto to arrest the opposition leader and the team who was they were giving their press briefing in Nairobi. William Ruto said that he was not having that power to arrest them. So Shikedi alikasirika. What did he did? Alikuja aka recall the ambassador from Kenya. So Raila Odinga will just be supported by Shikedi because he's a good friend of Shikedi. Or else, Shikedi cannot support Raila Odinga. Shikedi is not supporting Raila Odinga because of William Ruto. Remember, there's a problem between William Ruto and Shikedi. Despite of them showing, sisi hatuna shida, but there is a problem. The same to Rwandan president. Then finally, I think you heard earlier on when Kipchumba Murkomen criticized the government of Paul Kagame. And so Raila Odinga wanted to neutralize what was said by Kipchumba Murkomen, so that isionekane kwamba kuna bad language inatoka Kenya na Rwanda. By the way, Rwandan president alirespond. So what Raila Odinga is doing is that, can he win the soul and the vote of Paul Kagame? Because Paul Kagame is also having connections. He's having his friends. He has worked in African Union Commission for a long period of time. He has been there. And also, if he's going to accept Raila Odinga's candidacy, withdraw their deputy coming from their country, then supposedly he can continue supporting Raila Odinga by rallying his friends. Paul Kagame is having his friends, rallying his friends behind Raila Odinga. So those are the issues that this may be discussed in the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye bye till we meet on another video.